Hello and welcome to the No One Asked You podcast. I am once again joined by my wonderful co-host, that darn kitty.
Dorkus and I are sharing our experience reading The Way of Kings for the first time. Each episode, we'll summarize what we've read and discuss the experience along the way.
This is Storming the Archives, The Way of Kings, and today we discuss Chapter 64.
Chapter 64!
Chapter 64, A Man of Extremes. Dalinar and Navani walk through Elhokar's field palace, entourage in tow. Dalinar expresses he had intended to court Navani, but by introducing her to Gavilar, he should have realized he'd inadvertently given Gavilar an unintended impression. They discuss Gavilar's force of charisma, his will and entitlement. People just tended to defer to him. Navani felt Dalinar spent the following decades trying to convince her that he hated her. That was not his intention, however. They discuss Dalinar's wife, though he is incapable of hearing the name. He hears only rushing air. Dalinar asks Navani her impression of his wife. She recalls how nice she was. She fit him well, and, while she wasn't the brightest person, they matched in temperament. Navani claims Dalinar is prone to self-indulgence in reference to his perpetual guilt. Dalinar remains concerned rumors of their relationship will spread. When asked why he is so hard on himself, Dalinar explains that he is a man of extremes. If he isn't hard on himself, he can give in to his inhibitions too easily. He can't explain to her how he contemplated murdering his own brother for the throne and for Navani herself. He feels tremendous shame. He will not allow himself to hold the throne. Horns blare. A chasm fiend has appeared near the tower. Dalinar feels optimistic now that he and Sadeas are working together. Navani remarks that they need Sadeas for their cause, though he wonders what exactly that cause may be. The bridge crews prepare for an assault on the tower. Amidst chaos, Bridge 4 commands attention. All 35 men wear carapace armor. This is the first run in which all members of the crew have the armor. 6 bridge runs have been made, with 5 as decoys and 5 more holding shields. There have been no fatalities in that time. Despite the other sets of armor, the Parshendi seem to know Kaladin is the one at the center of this new tactic. As Bridge 4 picks up their bridge, the rest of the crews cheer. Adolin, after much soul-searching, is glad he had been wrong about his father. He enters the staging area with Sureblood, joining his father. To his surprise, Sadeas has arrived at the camp. Dalinar chastises Sadeas for not moving more quickly, but Sadeas explains that they need to strategize. The tower is a perfect plateau for trapping the Parshendi. His scribes estimate 20 or 30,000 soldiers left on the Parshendi side, with 10,000 likely to be deployed on this assault. If they can take out the entire force, this could make for a turning point in the war. Dalinar can mobilize 8,000, and Sadeas has already mobilized 7,000. Dalinar doesn't want to commit to a full joint assault because of how Sadeas treats his bridgemen, but Sadeas retorts that he has a new way of using them. When Dalinar wonders what made him change, Sadeas suggests Dalinar has been getting through to him lately. Dalinar agrees, then orders the men be prepared to march. You've not seen Les Mis.
Nope. I don't know the songs. I'm not a musical person. The only musical that is necessary is The Lion King, and I still haven't even seen it in theater. I've just seen it on TV.
At the end of Act 1 of Les Mis, there's this song called One Day More. And it's right before the revolution, or a revolution, where all the students basically set up their barricade. And
They know stuff's gonna go down?
they know stuff is gonna go down. And everyone's just singing One Day More. And it's a very powerful song. What?
Is it one day more, like, because they're excited to get to the next day, or it's one day more because I want one more day of
ominous
before the bloodshed?
It's
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, everyone has different motivations as they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is this very ominous, scary, it's going down tomorrow kind of a thing.
Mm.
Excellent song. I'm going to send it to you after. So that's been in my mind literally all week. I've just been singing it to myself. Before we get into it, though, we should start with the epigraph, shouldn't we?
Yep.
They come from the pit, 2 dead men, a heart in their hands, and I know that I have seen true glory. Kakasha, 1173, 13 seconds pre-death, a rickshaw puller. Am I the only one that assumes that Dalinar and Kaladin will go into some sort of pit at the tower and secure the gem heart, and perhaps like Dalinar will
Ooh.
save Kaladin or Kaladin will save Dalinar, one or the other, and that this death rattle is in reference to the two of them? Maybe not at the tower, but still about them.
Symbolically, yeah, two dead men. They are dead because it's their destiny to die for saving people. A
Or they
heart in
thought
their
they were
hands,
dead.
gem heart. Yeah. Well, they thought they were dead. Okay.
Maybe they both jump.
Uh,
Maybe the gem heart will fall into a chasm and the two of them will jump down. Because we had that first scene where Dalinar jumps down the cliff after his race with Elhokar
lands.
and
Oh, yeah.
lands. And
Superhero land, yeah.
yeah, and then we've got Kaladin jumping down the chasm. So, like, maybe they both jump down after the gem heart. They both miraculously survive. Obviously, Dalinar has the shard plate, and Kaladin has the surge binding powers, and they both survive.
I don't know if it's literal. I mean, it would be cool if it was literal. Then we would have some confirmation of what these death rattles are doing. It would be a nice way to end the book that we've now figure out somewhat. We have an idea of what we can expect. These death rattles are prophetic, not past, and all of that.
Yeah,
And are they prophetic in the prophetic way where it's symbolism, or are they prophetic in literally this is what's going to happen?
yeah,
So this would be a cool one to actually figure it out on.
precisely.
The sample is not largely useless, is what I'm coming to here. So that's great.
True. So, before we get into going through the chapter chronologically, there are 2 points that I want to bring up before I forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
One being in the last chapter, because obviously Sanderson is very fond of doing this mirroring thing
Mm-hmm.
between the two POVs, where there seems to be some sort of similar themes. In the last chapter, we got Kaladin talking about, in essence, being a man of extremes. If he picks up that spear, he'll be too rash with it. He won't be able to control himself. And in this chapter, we get Dalinar saying, I am a man of extremes. If I give myself an inch, I will take a mile. So that jumped
Oh
out at
yes,
me.
definitely. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I'm reading through this chapter through the Navananar portion.
Yeah.
And I came to a conclusion. I think I can vocalize what it is that I don't care for about it,
Okay.
about Navananar in this book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that I don't think it's a particularly romantic subplot or plot.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I'm an outlier here for someone who is male and early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very fond of a good rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
And at no point does this book purport to be a comedy, but I do think that the Navananar element of this book is supposed to be romantic, and I'm just not getting it. And I think a part of that is because it's all from Dalinar's POV, and
Mm-hmm.
so I keep seeing it as this whole thing is just a burden. This is more troublesome than it's worth. And I don't feel uniquely fond of Navani. I don't hate her. I don't supremely dislike her. I know I've complained about some issues with her in the past, but I just don't find any of it particularly romantic, I guess, which I've said like 5 times. Kitty, what do you think of that?
There seems to be something. I think it's because it's such a longing sort of romance, whatever, that's only now starting to begin. I think that's the frustration as well, because we don't really know what the substance is. Oh, they liked each other, cool, but what do they share? Like we they've been basically apart, but now this chemistry is back, and now what? Like, so I understand.
I feel like we have not really had any time with them together
Hmm.
showing us their chemistry
Yes. Yeah.
is a big part of it. The bulk of the earlier chapters are just Dalinar sending her away.
I definitely have an idea of his desire for her and how much he really notices her and finds her very attractive, right?
Hmm.
I have an idea of that I'm very satisfied with. But now we kind of need to get it going. It needs to have some substance. It needs to be. We need to understand why they like each other and what they. We need to experience it a little bit more. And I think that the reason we didn't have it before is, yeah, it's Dalinar not allowing it, and I don't want him to carry. I really want him to get over this guilt thing, but we'll get to that, I suppose.
Yeah. The elements of romance are there to be certain. A man in love with his brother's widow,
Mhm. Yeah.
requited love but torn apart by cultural convention, if not doctrine, add in the royalty element at play. All of the things are
Mhm.
there. I just, it's not clicking for me in terms of the word romantic. And I don't know, I cannot tell if Sanderson is going for romantic or not. I think he is, and it's just not hitting the mark for me.
I'm hoping that it will flesh out.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It could. I think it'll get there.
Mhm.
Maybe now that they are together, we'll get to see that more and more.
Yeah.
Anyway, it starts with the two of them on a date,
Mhm. A walking date, yeah.
a walking date, a promenade, if you will. That's a throwback to the Adolin chapter earlier on in the book.
Oh.
I considered putting promenade in the summary for this chapter, but chose not to.
Oh. It's better placed here.
Thank you. Yeah, this way I get to lampshade it. And they are talking about their past and how
Mhm.
Dalinar had given Navani the impression that he hated her after she had gotten with Gavilar.
Yeah.
And then it turns to Gavilar's character. Gavilar is a force of charisma. He is entitled and noble and commanding. People just defer to him naturally. So we're getting a specific side of Gavilar, a continuation of the new side that we got from Navani when she was complaining about him in the last Dalinar chapter. Yeah.
Yeah. But we what we also get is this kind of rehashing of this conversation. Well, not rehashing, a version of the conversation that he had with Sadius.
Mm-hmm.
That it's the sorry, am I repeating your point? But it's the rehashing of the conversation that, oh, you really are as good as you
Mm.
were,
Yeah.
as you like. It was exactly the same as what Sadius said, where it's like, oh wow, he really is not aware of how he comes off, but it really is true. He's not doing this. He's not being holier than thou for everybody else's
Yeah.
approval. It's his own approval. His standards really are that high for himself. I think it's important that it it's to characterize that she sees him the same.
Yeah.
So we know, but it's about her saying this to him as well. And he's also just he does need this message every time being given to himself to him, like, you know what, you're a bit self-indulgent even with your morality. Yeah.
Yes. And again, we're getting the parallel to Kaladin, who is also, I think, self indulgent with the guilt.
Yes, exactly. Very much so.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We get that Dalinar hadn't necessarily intended to, quote unquote, give Navani to Gavilar, but he had mistakenly given Gavilar that impression.
as as soon as I read the word give, I was like, oh, she's gonna have something to say about that. That's immediately like, but you know, I'm glad she didn't. She didn't. She was just being poking fun at it. Like,
Yes.
she was just flirting with him. That's it's. She's not really scolding him for it.
Yeah.
So good, Navani. It's just, oh, that's cute. That's a funny way of thinking of me.
Yeah. Then they go on to discussing how Dalinar had spent 20 years making her feel as if he hated her, and this was, in effect, trying to prevent himself from losing control over the situation and to not slip.
Mm.
Dalinar says it wasn't his intention to give her the impression he hated her, but Navani insists it looked a lot like hatred. And then shh came along.
Uh,
Shh is not just written, it's also gray. The color of the
mhm.
text is different. Is that the same in yours?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I did this through the audiobook. So just hold on.
Yeah, so in my text it's like a lighter gray.
No,
It's
it's not.
almost hard to see. Did you say no?
No, it's not.
How fascinating.
Let me just check.
Because I remember I turned
Mm,
to the page and then my eye line went straight to it because it stuck out.
because it's so, yeah. No, it's just
I thought it was a printing
italicized like
error
I thought.
until I got to the
No,
context.
no, it's just it's shh 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 shh. So it's SH. It's four SHs. And the way the audiobook does it is shh like that.
Yeah.
But if I had read it, I would have gone shh in my head.
That's kind of what I did. And then, I mean, it's described as softly rushing air.
Yeah, so it's not shh, it's shh. It's different. So I'm annoyed with the audiobook for that.
Basically, Navani said it really seemed like he loved her, his wife. And Dalinar presumes he must have, so he says he did, and asks what she was like in her opinion. And we get
Well, the way he asks tells us something.
yeah, he says, I did, Dalinar said. Surely he had loved her, hadn't he? He could remember nothing. What was she like? He quickly added, I mean, in your opinion, how did you see her?
Yeah. So this is not broad knowledge that she didn't. What's her name? That she. It's not broad knowledge that he doesn't remember his wife. It's not like something.
I think if Navani said, your wife had blue eyes, he would hear, your wife had shh.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's what you thought, but then the thing is, she's able to speak about what she's like as a person.
because it's filtered through her opinion now instead of
Uh,
any degree of
a
fact.
fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
That character of her that we get is that everyone loved her. Navani even tried to hate her, but could only be mildly jealous. She fit Dalinar very well in terms of temperament. She was very kind. She didn't bully. She was not the brightest bulb in the cookie shed, but they worked well together.
I loved the little bit of banter where it was just like, oh, because we matched each other. We worked so well because we matched each other intellectually. Because essentially, she's just called her his wife stupid, and then it's like, okay, well, I guess it's because I'm stupid. So, you know,
Yeah.
that was nice. So there is little bits of this kind of flirtation that I enjoy.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, Navani is one of the smartest people out there, I guess, probably.
Hmm.
So, what is average intelligence to the smartest person?
Yeah.
My money is on she was probably just average in terms of intelligence, but if you have a high EQ, you can get by. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think also the way she talks about it later is she says she wasn't cunning, so she didn't really have cunning.
But neither does
So I guess
Dalinar.
neither does Daniel, but I think she's in this conversation, she's actually comparing herself to
Hmm.
this woman. So it's she doesn't bully people. I bully people, essentially, is what she's saying. She didn't. So that's what she's jealous of, is that she can be with Dalinar because she's not as feisty as I am.
Mm-hmm.
She suits him better because she's not as difficult as I am. So
Yeah.
that's what I got from that when she's talking about the temperament and the cunning.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She knows she's cunning herself.
Yeah. It's going to be awkward when Adolin or Renarin try to talk to Dalinar about their mother and he refuses.
Yeah, how does that work?
I'm not sure. Like, I imagine if I were in Adolin and Renarin's position and I didn't know my mother all that well, I would want to talk about her, at least at some point in my life. I can get those for whom it might be too painful and they might like push it off or try not, or essentially voluntarily do what Dalinar had forced upon him via the curse. But I also imagine that there would be personality types who want to have those conversations. And it would
Yeah,
be
I think,
scarring and difficult to be rebuked.
yeah, over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, okay, I understand it's painful for you, but it's also painful for me not knowing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, the relationship with his children, he might actually, that might be a sacrifice that the children make themselves, that they'll be frustrated with their father, but they understand and they leave him to it because they have respect for him because it's dad.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to other people about her. So it's a plausible explanation for how it hasn't really been exposed.
Yeah. At least not
That
yet.
it's like, no, it's too painful. Yeah, it's too painful. It's too painful. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
And because I can imagine Dalinar saying that there is no, that's it. We're done. We don't go there, and that's just what the children got used to.
Yep. So then we get more of Dalinar not wanting to lapse, and Navani calls him out for being guilty as a self-indulgence, for indulging in the guilt.
Yeah, it's like we understand you've got it, but now you're sitting in it and wallowing in it. It's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Like, do it or don't do it then.
Yeah. And Dalinar explains that he's committed to this choice, so he's not backing out, which is good.
Good.
Yeah. She asks if he can let himself bend just a little, and this is where Dalinar explains that he's a man of extremes. He says, I'm a man of extremes, Navani. I discovered that when I was a youth. I've learned repeatedly that the only way to control those extremes is to dedicate my life to something. First it was Gavilar. Now it's the codes and the teachings of Noadon. They are the means by which I bind myself, like the enclosure of a fire meant to contain and control it. I'm a weak man, Navani. I really am. If I give myself a few feet of leeway, I burst through all of my prohibitions. The momentum of following the codes these years after Gavilar's death is what keeps me strong. If I let a few cracks into that armor, I might return to the man I once was, a man I never want to be again. Now, I want to go on to read the next paragraph, but to break it up just a little bit, I'll say this almost sounds like alcoholism.
One drink and you're,
Yeah, one drink and you're done.
yeah.
You cannot be a
Mm.
man in moderation. And there are a lot of people that are like that, yeah?
Yeah, but what I get here is I'm like, yeah, that was youth, okay? You've learnt, you've grown during this time. So perhaps those restrictions you've put upon yourself are outdated,
Yeah.
and you've really restricted yourself so much that you don't allow yourself any experiences. And now you're indulging yourself in this in torturing yourself instead of going, oh, I'm actually allowed to be happy. Things like that. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I love too intensely. I'm never gonna love again. Like, okay, relax.
And then we get the paragraph. A man who had contemplated murdering his own brother for the throne and for the woman who had married that brother. But he couldn't explain that, didn't dare let Navani know what his desire for her had once almost driven him to do. Now, she might actually, respect the, but you didn't, you controlled yourself element of it. But
Mm-hmm.
we really, really do get emphasized here just how much that thought is his anchor moment, the core of his being, the core element of his shame and guilt and what drives him.
Yeah, like the fact that he just had that thought is as big to him as if he did it. You
Yes.
know. And it does say and the throne and the woman. So I'm like, did he want the throne for the woman?
Mix of both.
Yeah. Or yeah, for the throne and for the woman. Where I'm like, the throne, get the throne for the woman. If you know what I'm saying, that the if they're separate, it's different. It means he wanted the throne for his own reason. If the throne is a means to get her, that's different as
Yeah.
well. It's about her.
Yeah.
But you're saying, yeah, I also think it's a mix of both. So there might have been something that he wanted to do, some disagreement, and that made him go like, oh, I would be a better king than my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navani says, "You're not a weak man, Dalinar," and we get the great line, "I am. But weakness can imitate strength if bound properly, just as cowardice can imitate heroism if given nowhere to flee."
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep. It's a thunker.
Imitation. Yeah, it's the way that things are interpreted from people.
Yeah. But again, Dalinar insists that he won't back out of this, even though the rumors are starting.
Yeah, I've got rumors in mind. Rumors is that, oh, they were always together. They've just now become public. Actually, they were cheating. They were having an affair while Gavilar was alive.
Yeah, that'll almost certainly happen. When Dalinar is concerned about Elhokar finding out, Navani says, "I doubt he'll notice." Navani said, snorting softly, resuming her walk. He followed. "He's so fixated on the Parshendi and occasionally the idea that someone in camp is trying to kill him." Navani snorting softly. She is
Mm-hmm.
so darn dismissive of Elhokar.
Yeah, you definitely don't like that part of her. You've definitely taken issue with the way she sees her son.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really like her
Yeah.
for that reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, man, you can be disappointed. It's the disdain that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the horns blare. The tower. There's a gem heart near the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And I read that it's at the tower, and suddenly you have a slightly more informed idea of how this book could wrap up, and you see in retrospect how the book was building to the tower in
Mm-hmm.
an excellent way.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a different kind of run. A
Yeah.
different kind of bridge run. This is the ultimate thing.
Yeah, and of course it is at the
It's not
tower.
just another one. Yes, and it's at the side. Yeah.
So do we do the prediction now? Do you think they'll take the tower?
I think they'll be defeated. Actually, I think there will be disaster.
Interesting. I think there'll be success.
Hmm.
I think it'll be tough. I think there will be losses, but
Mm.
I think it'll work.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
I don't know what kind of status quo shift will happen after they take it, if they take it, but
Hmm.
I think it's going to come down to what we got in the death rattle. It'll look like they aren't going to win. Dalinar and or Kaladin will sacrifice themselves. The other will jump in to save them, and then the two will emerge victorious.
Hmm.
I like that we both think differently on this, though.
Yes. I don't know exactly how disastrous it'll be, as in like how the disaster befalls them, but I'm not seeing good things. I don't think everything will go as planned.
I agree. I think the Parshendi are going to have some hidden aces up their sleeves.
Hmm. Yeah.
That reminds me, do you think that the Parshendi are taking the gem hearts to hatch more chasm fiends to use them in war?
I don't know if that's how it works,
Okay.
because you breaking things open and stuff
Oh, yeah,
instead
that's
of
true.
letting it. Yeah.
Okay, never mind that. Anyway, line break.
Hmm.
We get to the bridge cruise. Everything is a frenzy of activity as they are preparing for the assault. They all know it's on the tower.
Yeah, and it's the largest and it's the most coveted. Like, this is a big deal. But for me, having Kaladin in the same POV, in the same chapter, straight to a Kaladin POV got me very excited because I was like, oh, we're not just going to Adolin and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
it was like, no, Kaladin's right here. So this signal to me, it's different.
One day more. This is the slow motion walk as the team is suited up.
Mm-hmm.
And they are suited up. It's got all 35 men in their orange carapace armor, which has been expertly crafted by Leighton, and they look like crab people.
Oh, sorry. Wait, one more thing. Hold up. So we also the just before the line break, there is the whole thing that they now think of each other. Dalinar and Navani think of each other as we, okay, and they don't really know what the cause is, but they're together. Okay,
Oh, yes,
that's the
yes,
thing.
yes. And they
But
need to win
yeah,
Sadius over to their cause, whatever that may be.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
keep him at arm's length, which I agree with. But also one of the things that he says is "Wish me the wind's favor," which is like, yeah, you've got freaking Kaladin and a Windspren on. They
Yes.
favor you, so well they might favor you. So just that's what I wanted to point out. But yeah, I think we've spoken about the wee thing and what's kind of lacking from the romance. Some people might find that wee bit a wee bit romantic.
Yeah, I suppose that's the closest thing to what I would find romantic about their interactions thus far.
Yeah.
But yeah, good catch, Kitty. That was
Mm.
an important moment.
Mhm.
Anyway, we get the description. 35 men marched in rusty orange carapace armor, expertly crafted by Leighton to fit onto leather jerkins and caps. They'd cut off arm guards and shin guards to complement the breastplates. The helms were built from several different headpieces and had been ornamented, at Leighton's insistence, with ridges and cuts like tiny horns or the edges of a crab's shell. The breastplates and guards were ornamented as well, cut into tooth-like patterns, each one reminiscent of a saw blade. Earless Jacks had bought blue and white paint and drawn designs across the orange armor. Excellent.
I'm just looking at the Skyrim carapace armor.
Oh, yeah?
And that's what I'm thinking of because it's literally carapace armor. Yeah.
Excellent. It
Mm.
sounds quite badass. The reveal of the team.
Yeah, and like rattling bones and things like that. It's barbaric.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, there's that it looks like like mandibles.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually more badass than the what do you call it, Skyrim one.
Nice.
But still inspired by in my head.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture. I'm sure you've seen it, but yeah, you don't really use it much.
Sure. I have played Skyrim.
Rattling bones. Sorry.
We get that this is the first time that they've seen the entire bridge crew with all of the armor, and that it has been 10 days with 6 bridge runs, had allowed Kaladin and his team to perfect their method. 5 men to be decoys, with 5 more in the front holding shields and using only 1 arm to support the bridge. Their numbers were augmented by the wounded they'd saved from other crews, now strong enough to help carry. So far, despite 6 bridge runs, there hadn't been a single fatality.
So we have had runs with this new technique, which
Mm-hmm.
is that's we were thinking, that's probably not going to work out, right?
Yes.
So here we've just got clarity that no, it's been going fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's working. That adds to the whole thing of, oh, Kaladin is kind of like, hey, maybe we stay, kind of thing. Which I'm like,
Yeah. We also get, in reference to Kaladin, most of the Parshendi archers seemed to focus on him. Somehow they could tell that he was the center of all of this.
so they remember, which is like hive mind stuff.
Sure. Uh, but also, even though Kaladin may have been the start, now that it's out there, he sure as hell will not be the end. This tactic doesn't end with Kaladin's death.
It doesn't, but they know that he's the one that started it. So like they're all communicating with each other that he started it.
Yes.
Like I'm not saying that everyone that was in the first one died and nobody came back and said that's the guy, but like they all know who this guy is. Kaladin stands out to them.
Indeed. We get They reached their bridge and formed up, shields strapped to rods on the sides to await use. As they hefted their bridge, a spontaneous round of cheering rose up from the other crews. "That's new," Teft said from Kaladin's left. "Guess they finally realized what we are," Kaladin said. "And what's that?" Kaladin settled the bridge onto his shoulders. "We're their champions." Epic Hollywood line.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get an Adolin POV. And
so this is really starting to come together. This makes it even more. It's like this makes me go, oh my gosh, it's popping off because we're getting all these POVs and it's all gearing towards the next thing. I'm scared and excited.
And I will say there's an echo of repetitive Sanderson here in that I feel like we've gotten this Adolin stuck on this "my father's not insane, I was wrong" kind of scene before.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little frustrated there, at least at the start of it, because it moves on from that fairly quickly.
Yeah, but it's I think it's a big enough deal if you've been worried the whole time.
That's true.
It's been so you know it's gonna be front of mind all the time. He's not gonna move on from it.
True. And ultimately, he comes to the conclusion that he's glad his dad is not insane, which is good. His dad's a prophet.
and he still gets to fight and still gets to carry on and also he doesn't have to now be the leader. He can still be a spoiled brat.
Yeah. So he goes and meets up with Dalinar, and they're surprised to see that Sadeas has shown up to the camp, which is a surprise.
Yeah, he doesn't usually do this.
Correct.
Yeah, he doesn't usually do this at all. What I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong? But I suppose it's to what do you call it? It's to discuss strategy. I suppose that's what's going on.
Yeah. So Dalinar chastises Sadeas, saying, "You should be going. You like hurry up if you want to beat them to it." And Sadeas, surprising compared to Dalinar, is like, "No, we got a plan. Dude, this is the tower. This is a challenge. Let's discuss our tactics here." And
yeah, we don't just do the same thing we usually do. I'm in agreement with Sadeas. Like, listen, hold up.
absolutely. And all things considered, I was really hoping one of them would write to Elhokar and be like, "Hey, you should order, if you think you can, order some of the other high princes to muster some reserves to back us up. We could end the war today."
I thought that
I don't think it.
yeah, I thought that would have been a good thing to do, but they didn't do that.
Correct. I'm wondering if perhaps they should have. But
Yep.
I'm also wondering if like that would have had no effect, because we know how the Alethi can be.
yeah, and do we have any time to convince them anyway?
Yeah.
Like that's exactly how divided they are. That it's not even it would be way too
At that point, it would be like, "Hey, Vama, I will pay you for the use of 2,000 of your archers. Now, get them to the tower." Kind of a thing. "I'll pay whatever price. Just get them there. This is important." But no, the other high princes want to prolong the thing and win gem hearts. They would sabotage.
Yep.
Anyway, Sadeas basically explains that the tower will provide an excellent layout for being able to trap the Parshendi forces on the plateau, and that they are likely to commit half to a third of their remaining forces to this particular assault. And Sadeas is feeling pretty confident that if they can eliminate that entire amount, that will permanently shift the landscape of the war and secure them the victory, more or less.
Yeah, it'll basically be done if this is it. Like,
yeah. So Dalinar can muster about 8,000 troops. Sadeas can do 7,000, so that's 15,000, I believe, against an estimated 10,000, which is good. It's good to have the larger force. Not in all cases. See, can I? But it's certainly not a bad thing.
Yep, but my idea is that they're probably underestimating the
That I think
Mhm,
back to the flanking Parshendi army that nearly cost Sadeas his life. I'm expecting
mhm.
surprise reserves from the Parshendi during the battle.
Yeah. This is also a huge deal for them. They're like, "Yeah, we win this war today," essentially as well.
Hmm.
So, yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
So then we get the big aggravating part of this chapter.
Oh.
I won't risk lives on your bridges, Sadeas, Dalinar said. I don't know that I can agree to a completely joint assault. Bah, I've got a new way of using bridgemen, one that doesn't cost nearly as many lives. Their casualties have dropped to almost nothing. Really? Is it because of those bridgemen with armor? What made you change? Perhaps you're getting through to me. Regardless, we need to go now, together. So, first off, Dalinar,
Liar.
you're already morally culpable because you've been benefiting
Mhm.
from them.
Yeah. Now you're getting closer.
You dipping your toes into it does not absolve you.
Well, that's how he sees it.
Sure. But then, freaking Sadeas, and I couldn't figure out how to inject my own opinion of what Sadeas says here into my summary.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, I play the summaries for Kitty before we record each episode, and she scoffed at the end of the summary where I said that Sadeas said Dalinar was getting to him, because so clearly that is bullshit.
Yeah. It was way too much. I was like, "Mhm." I couldn't keep quiet. I
Yeah.
was quiet for the rest of it. But I was like, "No, none of that."
Yep. But then Dalinar commits and ends the chapter. Now, normally, at least in my books, the picture comes at the start of the next chapter.
Mhm.
But
I didn't yeah,
you didn't look at it?
I didn't get a picture. No, I didn't okay, yeah.
I I
This is it,
I
Matt.
didn't look at
Yeah.
it closely, but I would like to look at it now with you in depth because
Mhm.
having gotten a glimpse of it, I understand what it is.
Mhm.
So please pull it open and take a look,
Have a gander. Mhm.
and then let me know when you're ready to discuss it.
I'm ready.
Okay, so we get map of the Battle of the Tower drawn and labeled by Navani Kolin circa 1173. And then up in the top, we've got, what is that?
Does it say reflections or
Yeah, that's definitely an R. References. A
ah, yeah.
is Army of Sadeas. B is Army of
Mm.
Dalinar. C is Parshendi Army. I can't quite get that next one.
Something with an E,
Mm-hmm. M. Uh,
something with an A of Dalinar and
Army of Dalinar and
Sadius, I suppose.
Battle Parshendi. Something
Um,
attack. The tower.
at the
Battle at the
at
tower.
the tower,
Something
yeah.
at the tower. So,
Mhm.
okay, so I'm assuming the grayish areas are the chasms, yeah?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I see C and C. So I see two I three
Three
I
puddles,
see
yeah,
three
of
C's.
Parshendi.
Uh, yeah, I see three
Mhm.
puddles and then the arrow. So,
Mhm. Is that another C? Mm.
yeah, I think it is. So Army of
Yeah,
Dalinar,
the arrow is a C as well. Yeah.
yeah. So I think Army of Dalinar is going to be flanked. I'm wondering if that's going to be a surprise Parshendi army,
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
which is very concerning.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Mhm. And there's that little C between the two arrows.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm not wholly certain what this maneuvering on Dalinar's part is. They're trying to split the forces. I don't like the idea of splitting the forces because you're like voluntarily being flanked,
Mhm.
which isn't a great idea. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be outnumbered by the Parshendi.
Yeah. What north something something? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is well. Navani lived to write it. Obviously, we're gonna have quite a lot more of all of these people. But
That's true.
so this is the idea of yeah, it's not going as planned. But again, they will overcome. They will win raggedly. Is your prediction?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It could be a
Yeah,
Pyrrhic victory.
I I think I'm with you on this. It's just that I'm more focused on the disaster bit of it. That it's really they're really going to have to think on their feet because it's not going to go as planned. That's what I'm really feeling. Is it's just whoa, and they will snatch
Yeah.
victory. Yeah.
Almost certainly a Pyrrhic victory. Ah,
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
That's it. Oh, you know what? Like the video.
If you like. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. Subscribe to that Darn Kitty if you get a chance, because she's got a great channel.
Subscribe to this channel because it's great.
It would be tremendously helpful. And we'll see you next time. Okay, thanks,
Okay,
bye.
thanks. Bye.